You're listening to the Small Business Accelerator podcast, accelerating success, one founder at a time.
With your hosts, Roger Bryant and Sarah Wilson.
We support small business owners, the little guys. We're here to help you win in today's landscape.
Join us each week as we reveal powerful strategies for small business owners that save you time and money.
Because we believe every small business owner should have access to Fortune 500 style strategies without breaking the bank.
Subscribe now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to accelerate your small business success.
Ever feel like you're juggling, chainsaws?
On a tightrope.
Yeah, while riding a unicycle. On a tightrope. Being an entrepreneur, am I right?
Yeah.
It can feel like that sometimes. But what if I told you there's a way to, ditch the chaos and find your focus?
Okay.
Today, we're diving into From Scattered to Focused. It's a guide that I think promises to help us do just that. We're also going to be kind of sprinkling in some insights from a course called Automations Made Easy.
Okay.
Because,
Who couldn't use a little more time?
Exactly.
Right.
So, speaking of feeling very scattered,
Yeah.
that's kind of, part of what the book talks about.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Interesting.
It is. And it's interesting you should mention that because they talk about the paradox of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
You're supposed to be this master of risk-taking and innovation. But that often comes with, this feeling of being completely scattered.
We're pulled in a million directions, right?
Exactly. It's like the universe's cruel joke. But From Scattered to Focused really argues that clarity is, the secret sauce for entrepreneurs. It's like having a compass when you're navigating uncharted territory.
And a compass is only useful if you know where you're going.
Oh.
So that's where setting,
Yes.
specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals come in. SMART goals, as you may have heard of them.
Oh, yeah. SMART goals.
Without them, it's like you're trying to build a house without a blueprint.
Right. You're just hoping for the best.
Hoping it turns out well.
Exactly. And speaking of blueprints, the book goes into Daniel Goleman's work. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So he talks about the different types of focus, inner, outer, and other.
Okay.
And he argues that all three are very, very important for high performance, not just in business, but just in life.
Sure.
Just in general.
Yeah.
So inner, outer, and other.
Well, I guess my first question would be, are these separate? Do they work together?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
They definitely work together. And I think the way they describe it in the book is it's like a three-legged stool.
Okay.
You need all three legs for it to stand strong.
To be sturdy, to hold you up.
Exactly. So think of it this way. You're about to launch a new product.
Okay. Yep.
So that's you tapping into your outer focus.
Okay.
Understanding the market, the demand.
Right.
But your inner focus is what asks, does this product align with my values, with my vision for the company?
So it's not just about...
Right. It's not just chasing the latest trend, right?
Which is so easy to do.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
It's about making sure it jives with, your own internal compass.
Okay. I like it.
Or like it.
I like that analogy. So where does other focus come in?
Oh, good question. So imagine you're developing that product, but you're not consulting your team.
Oh, no.
Or getting feedback from potential customers.
No.
You might think you've got it all figured out, but you're missing out on crucial insights. That's where other focus comes in. It's about understanding the needs and perspectives of both your team and your customers.
So inner is all about you.
Yeah.
Outer is about the market.
Uh-huh.
And other is about the people you're serving and working with.
Exactly. And finding that sweet spot where all three of those things kind of intersect. But how do you actually get focused in the first place?
Yeah, how do you even...
Right.
That's a good question.
Because it's so easy to feel scattered.
Yeah.
And the book suggests something that might surprise you. Solitude.
Solitude, intentionally being alone.
Yeah.
In this economy.
Yes.
Okay.
Hear me out. Erwin and Ray Kethledge.
Right.
They talk about, their work is featured in the book. They talk about solitude being essential for processing thoughts and solving problems effectively. And this is especially important for entrepreneurs. Let's face it, we are usually the bottleneck in our businesses,
Right. You're right.
That constant decision-making, problem-solving, it takes a toll.
It does. Yeah.
Right? It's like trying to think clearly. When your brain is a browser with 20 tabs open, and they're all playing loud videos at the same time.
Oh, my gosh.
Solitude is like hitting close all tabs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
I like that. Yes.
But it's not about, like, becoming a hermit and shunning all human contact. It's about carving out, even if it's just a few minutes each day, where you can disconnect from the noise and just, like, reconnect with yourself.
So you're saying that stepping away from the chaos can actually make us more effective when we're in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is where mindfulness comes in, which from scattered to focused argues goes hand in hand with solitude.
Okay. Yeah, like it gives you that space.
It's like solitude gives you the space
Yes.
for mindfulness to work its magic.
Exactly.
You know that ability to, like, notice when your mind is, like, squirrel
Yeah.
and going off on a tangent
Yes.
and gently guiding it back to the task at hand, which for me happens about every 5 minutes. But seriously, I get it. I've been trying to meditate more,
Good for you.
and it's wild how many thoughts just, like, ping pong around in there.
Oh, yeah, it's true. And from scattered to focused mentions this study. I thought this was interesting. It said that we spend almost half of our waking hours distracted.
No wonder we feel like we're constantly running on a hamster wheel
Right.
and getting nowhere.
But the encouraging thing is that mindfulness is a skill, right?
Yeah.
You can build it. The more you practice, the better you get at kind of wrangling those runaway thoughts.
Right.
And you know, the best part?
What's that?
You can actually start automating those tedious, those repetitive tasks
Yes.
that take up so much time and mental energy. That's where automation's made easy comes in.
Okay, yes. Tell me more. I mean, we are all about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
So how does automation fit into all of this?
Well, imagine like you could offload some of those tasks that just like make your eyes glaze over.
Yeah.
Like, you know, scheduling social media posts.
Yes.
Managing email lists, maybe even parts of your customer support. And this course gives you like a framework for, first of all, identifying what those tasks are,
Right.
and then setting up systems. So they're handled automatically.
It's like having a virtual assistant, but like working around the clock.
Yes.
That frees up so much like mental bandwidth for the stuff that really matters. You know, actually running your business, like the visionary stuff.
Exactly. And when you're really bogged down by all those tedious tasks, that's when decision fatigue sets in too, right?
Yeah.
You've been staring at your screen for hours.
Yeah.
Even the simplest choices just feel overwhelming.
Oh, it's the worst.
Automation can be a real game changer for that.
It's like saying bye-bye to decision fatigue and hello to a clear mind.
Yes.
But, you know, entrepreneurship isn't all like automated bliss and mindful moments.
It would be nice though, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, but from scattered to focused doesn't really shy away from the challenges either.
No, not at all.
Like they talk about them.
They talk about it, those common entrepreneurial hurdles,
Yes.
like navigating financial constraints,
Oh, yes.
dealing with really intense competition, keeping up with like how fast everything changes.
Yes.
Customer demands are changing. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good reality check.
It is, it is.
To remind yourself. But what I appreciate is that the book doesn't just leave you hanging with a list of challenges. It actually provides solutions,
It does.
which is nice to be able to, like, okay. So they're big on self-reflection.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Have you found that to be helpful?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Taking the time to, you know, even if it's just journaling, just reflecting on your experiences, I think is so crucial for like figuring out your why.
Your why.
What makes you tick,
Yeah.
what motivates you, your values. You can start aligning your actions with that.
Your core purpose.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
And I'm guessing that ties back into those different types of focus we talked about earlier. So self-reflection is like shining a spotlight on your inner focus.
Yes. Yes.
But sometimes we need a little help, you know, seeing things clearly,
Of course, yeah.
which is where like asking the right questions comes out.
Yes. And the book talks about that. From scattered to focused, emphasizes how important that is to challenge your assumptions,
Ooh.
right? Because we all have them, but also seeking feedback from like people you trust,
Right.
you know, who know what they're doing, because we all have blind spots. And those outside perspectives, I think, can be so valuable.
Absolutely. It's like that saying, you don't know what you don't know.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But once you've done the self-reflection, you've sought out the feedback, you've kind of like gained some clarity.
Yeah.
How do you actually put that into action? Because that's usually the hardest part for me, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's where those SMART goals we were talking about come in.
Okay.
Remember those?
Yes. Yes. Our friends' SMART goals.
From scattered to focused gives a really practical framework for setting those goals.
Yeah.
And importantly, they talk about how to break them down
Okay.
into smaller steps.
Yes. Because
Okay.
otherwise it feels so big and overwhelming.
Yes. Exactly. You just think about that huge goal and it's like, hey.
Yeah, you just give up.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's about creating a roadmap.
I like it. A roadmap.
Yeah, with achievable milestones along the way. And the book also stresses that you don't have to do it alone. Building a strong support network, I think, is so important, whether it's mentors, other entrepreneurs, even just like a really supportive friend.
Right. We all need a cheer squad.
We do. We do. Because, they'll provide encouragement, accountability, sometimes even fresh perspectives that you might not have thought of.
Fresh eyes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as much as we might crave, like, those aha moments of inspiration from scattered to focused really reminds us that, like, true growth is an ongoing process. They call it continuous improvement.
Continuous improvement. Yeah, and they give some really, really great tips for, like, building that into your routine.
Oh, okay.
Like, weekly check-ins.
Okay.
Just to kind of review your progress. They even talk about 360-degree feedback, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
So that you can kind of, get a more well-rounded perspective.
Oh, I like that. On your strengths, areas for growth.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about always, like, striving to be a little bit better.
A little bit better each day, yeah.
I like that. Okay, so we've talked about the different types of focus.
Yeah.
The power of solitude and mindfulness. We've even touched on, like, automation.
Yeah.
And continuous improvement. But there's one more kind of biggie we need to address.
What's that?
Stress.
Ah, yes.
The S word.
Right, because being an entrepreneur can be like a wild, wild ride.
It can. Yeah, the highs are high.
The lows are low.
The lows are low.
And from scattered to focused doesn't sugarcoat that at all.
No. They really acknowledge. They're like, it's real.
It's real. This is real life they talk about,
Yeah.
The financial pressure, having to make decisions constantly, even just like the loneliness that some entrepreneurs experience. It can really, impact you, your mental health, your physical health, everything. It's real.
It's so true. And I think, like, people see, like, the glamorous.
On top on a beach.
Yes, exactly. But they don't see all the hustle behind the scenes or, like, those moments of self-doubt that inevitably creep in.
All the time.
Yeah. So what does from scattered to focused suggest we do about it? How do we deal with the stress?
Well, they really, they talk about how important it is to prioritize your mental health.
Okay.
And, that looks different for everybody. For some
Yeah.
people, it might be meditation. For some people, it's, hitting the gym.
Right.
Maybe it's spending time in nature. I think the key is to figure out what works for you.
Find your thing.
Find your thing, because we're all different.
Exactly, yeah.
But, find those things that help you de-stress and recharge.
It's about making self-care like a non-negotiable.
Yes.
Right.
It's not selfish.
No, it's not another task on your to-do list. It's a vital part of being able to, like, show up
Yeah.
as our best selves.
Exactly.
In our businesses and, like, just in our lives, right?
Yeah, and sometimes self-care means asking for help. They talk about that too, and from scattered to focused, they're like, you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
Lean on those people.
Right.
Talk to a trusted friend. Maybe seek some guidance from a mentor.
Right.
Maybe even, work with a therapist. There's no shame in that.
It's a reminder that we're not alone in this journey, that there are people who want to help, there are resources available to support you. You just have to kind of be willing to reach out.
100%.
Yeah.
And, on a more practical level, the book also talks about the importance of setting boundaries
Boundaries, okay.
between your work life and your personal life.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is tough.
Especially when you're passionate about what you do.
Yes, it's hard to shut it off.
It really is.
But those boundaries are crucial, though, for preventing burnout.
Burnout is real.
Burnout is real, so
Yeah.
it's about, finding that sustainable pace. It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
So true.
Right.
So
You got to take care of yourself.
you got to take care of yourself to effectively take care of your business.
Okay.
There you go.
Love it.
Eh.
But speaking of pouring from an empty cup, haven't we been talking for a while?
We have. We have covered a lot of ground.
Maybe we should give our listener a moment to digest all of this and pick this back up in part 3.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this deep dive.
Okay.
all those different types of focus we need as entrepreneurs.
Right.
The power of solitude and mindfulness.
Yeah.
And even how automation can kind of be our secret weapon
Our little helper.
against that dreaded decision fatigue.
It's true. It's all connected, right?
It is. You can't really talk about one without the other when it comes to being an entrepreneur.
That's so true. And it's so easy to just, get caught up in the day-to-day.
Yeah, just putting out fires all the time.
And just forget about the bigger picture,
Yeah, bigger picture, yeah.
That's what I love about From Scattered to Focused, though.
Yeah.
It really brings it all back to those core principles.
Uh-huh.
And, they give you a roadmap.
It's practical, yeah.
It's practical advice, which I always appreciate.
Me too.
Because what good is it if you can't actually do anything with it, right?
Exactly. Knowledge is only powerful when it's applied.
So true. So for you, our amazing listener out there,
Hey there.
what's, the biggest takeaway for you
Yeah, what resonates?
from all of this?
Yeah, what are you going to do with this?
What are you going to do with it? Because there are so many good nuggets of wisdom in here.
There are, yeah.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe that call to action is just 5 minutes of solitude.
Just 5 minutes.
So close your eyes.
Every day, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's finally, downloading that meditation app
Yes.
you've been meaning to try.
Been meaning to.
Or maybe it's looking into automation tools
Yeah.
for those tasks that are just, sucking the life out of you.
You don't need to be doing that.
No, whatever it is.
It can be outsourced, automated.
The point is to actually do something with this information.
Right.
It's not enough to just listen.
Just passively listening.
Yeah, and be like, oh, that's nice. No. We want you to actually apply this stuff.
Yeah, make a change.
Make a change.
It doesn't have to be huge.
Exactly.
Just one thing.
Pick one thing.
It'll make a difference.
Because even small changes, right? They can have a ripple effect.
Totally.
And who knows? It might be the key to unlocking, a whole new level of focus.
Yeah. Imagine.
And clarity in your entrepreneurial journey. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's what we want for everyone.
I think so. That feeling of, being in control, making progress towards our goals, enjoying the journey.
Yes. Enjoying the ride, not just the destination, right?
Right.
It's about enjoying it all.
It's about the journey.
So, on that note,
Yes.
we will leave you to it.
Go get them.
Go forth and conquer that to-do list.
You got this.
You got this. Until next time, stay curious, stay focused, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to the Small Business Accelerator podcast.
We really hope today's strategies help you grow your business without breaking the bank.
Don't forget to check the show notes for links to resources we've handpicked for small business success.
If you found value in today's episode, it would make our day if you subscribed to the podcast and left us a review.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And stay tuned for our next episode. Next time, we'll reveal yet another game-changing strategy that's revolutionizing how small businesses on a shoestring budget take on giant corporations and accelerate their success.
Until then, keep accelerating your success.
This is Sarah Wilson.
And Roger Bryant, signing off.